Like Martha. Hi! Oh, I'm just talking about Martha and Snoop. You know, that's what I do. Welcome to This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Garlick. Join us here every Thursday at 12:30 to talk about everything food-related in Baltimore. I am Amanda. That is Richard Garlick.
Right, I am.
Happy New Year!
Yeah, what is it, the third?
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is actually the third. We've lived through 3 days of 2019. Has it been good?
Yeah.
Really?
It's been good so far.
And you're one of those boring people who decide to do a diet?
Well, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, good. Because I hate those.
We don't use that word.
No, a food change of sorts.
Yeah, I don't like when people say not to do it. That seems like bad advice. When you see people like, oh, you should never make... you should mind your own business, is what I think. That's what I think.
Well, I make reasonable resolutions
resolutions. But then you'll read lifestyle advice things or people that know things, and they'll say, don't make specific ones, or don't make general ones, make specific ones. My advice is to be yourself. And if you want to go on a hardcore diet and go to the gym the first day of the year or run, you should be able to do that without being made fun of. So do it.
Nobody's making fun of anyone. I'm just bored by it.
Not you. Not you, but people on my Facebook are totally making fun of people at the gym. Or people that are running.
You know, I do hate the gym in January because it gets really crowded and competitive. And I swim. I can't get a lane. I can't get a lane for the entire month of January.
That seems like a reasonable complaint.
So I hung out in my basement last night on my treadmill that I inherited. So that was not fun.
You used a treadmill?
I totally did. And I hated every minute of it. I was moaning and grunting. Wow. So what did you do on New Year's Eve?
I practiced what I preached about. How to maneuver on New Year's Eve. I went to an early dinner. 8 o'clock, 7:45.
That's not even that early. That's a good time, I think.
7:45. We were done by 9, so by 9:30 at Bottega. You don't go there. I like Bottega.
Was it packed? Yes.
Packed, but not
overflowing.
But
you got a table, which
made reservations.
Oh yeah.
It was packed, but not overflowing. It felt comfortable.
What'd you eat?
What did we eat? We got 3 appetizers and 3 entrees, like a pasta, a beef, a codfish thing.
You and your fish things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's sort of a New Year's Eve thing to do. I had shrimps. I had a little shrimp cocktail.
Where were you?
I was home on my floor watching.
Were you rocking back and forth?
In a fetal position. Oh, please make it end. No, I treated myself to a pitcher of mimosa. I did not finish the whole pitcher. I was asleep before I got through it. And I had some shrimp cocktail and I had some poached salmon, which, it was lovely. I had a lovely time alone on my floor.
I feel like I came home and watched a movie.
I watched a bad movie, but it's not even worth discussing.
Might have watched Body Heat.
Body Heat's all right. It's not my favorite Coen Brothers.
No, it's Brian De Palma. Body Heat.
Oh,
the one with
Simple Double. What's the Coen Brothers one?
A Simple Plan. No,
that's newer. Old one. Body.
Yeah.
Whatever, guys, help us out here because here I've gone and stuck my foot in it again. I did have my brunch. And that poached salmon that I got from Eddie's was a huge hit. I love their poached salmon. It comes so nicely presented with little slices of cucumber, some tomato diced, onions, capers, and then a really good dill sauce. It's a big hit. Everyone loved it. And someone brought cheesy eggs, which were phenomenal.
What are cheesy eggs?
So they were like scrambled. She didn't feel like doing a quiche, which is fine. I didn't really need it to be a quiche. It was scrambled eggs with 3 kinds of cheese in it. I don't remember which 3 kinds, but lots of cheese and onions, sautéed onions, and it was just so good. It was a perfect brunch food. And people went crazy for babka. I just put out a babka because I was like, it's a babka.
Yeah. Where'd you get the babka from?
There's a bakery in Rockville. I think it's a chain, and I can't remember its name. I got it there because it was out in Rockville. But there's better babkas. But people who have never babka'd were really impressed and loving it. So good for them. Now I know that everyone likes a babka.
Yeah, like a real dense babka.
This one I felt like it was dry. But I think because nobody knew how to compare it to anything, they were all okay with it. It seemed dry to me. If
we're going to have a babka, I want it to be ridiculous.
Gooey and mushy and messy. I mean,
barely
layers,
enough
lots of layers.
pastry to hold the filling together. I want it to be egregious, excessive. I do.
Okay.
Anyway,
Good. So, did you eat anywhere?
I went to
Where?
Nona's Kitchen. Nona's?
I don't
Gosh.
know.
Nana's Kitchen. The new restaurant from the people that own Doobies. Opened up a new restaurant in Midtown Belvedere, where in the Fitzgerald building, where
You have to
the
stop that in. Thank you.
where
I just don't know if anyone can hear that, but it's probably obnoxious if they can.
sorry folks, where Two Boots Pizza used to be.
Oh, right. And it was good?
It was really good.
What did you eat there?
I had a couple appetizers. One was a sort of a cold catfish appetizer on bread, and the other one was like sautéed mushrooms. And then I got a pizza to go, and I took that pizza home.
How was the pizza?
Pizza's really, really, really good.
Okay, good.
They've got some pizzas that seem a little bit crazy, like a kimchi pizza. I didn't get that.
I don't want
And
that.
a buttermilk fried chicken on a pizza.
No,
I got
I don't want that either.
one called a Little Italy.
That sounds reasonable.
I like that.
That
I like
sounds
their
like what
pizza.
should be on a pizza. Thumbs up if you want a kimchi pizza. Tell us right now. If you just got here.
But I really liked it. I went there like at 5 o'clock in the evening, just sat at the bar by myself. It's a really great place for that. For people that miss don't have a good bar where they can sit quietly.
I do
and
need
read a
to
book.
sit quietly somewhere. I usually go to, where do I go? I don't know.
This place was nice. They did a
yeah.
great job remodeling the place. It reminds me a little bit of B in Bolton Hill. That kind of
B.
that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's kind of sophisticated without being aggressive about it or pushy.
Right.
It just looks comfortable.
Flattering lighting.
Yep.
Because I can't stand a cafeteria lit place. It's
Yeah.
no good.
Like a Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, don't go.
So
you wanna look
I'm
at- don't go there.
recommending Nana's Kitchen.
Okay, good. If you just got here, you're watching This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Gorelick. Like, share, comment, and follow us at #JMoreEating. We made resolutions last week to try some new places this year. I personally forgot to add the newly reopened Peter's Inn to my list. I
Right.
shouldn't have forgotten that. I love Peter's Inn. Haven't been there since they reopened. So I've got to get in there. What were some other places that you were definitely planning to hit in 2019?
There are places I still haven't been to that opened either last year or late the year before, or even 2 years ago, including the Bygone.
Yes, we are actually making a date to go do that. I don't
Yep.
know if you watched Friday's show with Zach Green from Bite Up Baltimore. He does the food tours of Mount Vernon and Fells Point.
No.
He's coming with us.
Oh, cool.
He's got an invite and he's joining us, and so is Scott Dance.
Nice.
And you guys, if you're watching and you want to be a part of this, let us know because we're going. We're making a date to the Bygone.
Maybe for the spring.
Okay.
Yeah. Rye Street Tavern. Haven't been down there either.
I haven't either, and that was also on my list. We need to do that.
And whatever the place is in the Pendry, I haven't been there either.
Right, the restaurant
Been
at
to
the
Tagliata,
Pendry.
but not the Elk Room. All those swanky places in Harbor East I haven't been to. And Gunther's. I still haven't been to Gunther's.
I really like Gunther's, and I should have added it to my list of places I need to return to in 2019 because I only went once and I loved it. And it was a good for a special holiday meal. That's what I did last December, not this one. So definitely, I like all those. Yeah. So thumbs up if you want to come with us to the Bygone and tell us where you would need to eat this year, 2019. So let's talk a little bit about what 2019 is going to mean for dining in Baltimore. Are you detecting any trends, themes?
No, just business trends.
news?
The business trend in Baltimore is that restaurants are struggling.
Yeah.
They're closing, and it's not just a coincidence. It's hard. There's a lot of competition out there. There's more coming. We're going to talk about briefly some new restaurants like the Chop Tank and the Chesapeake Oyster House that seem like high-end seafood places.
Excited about both of those things. I love seafood.
Very excited about those.
Yeah.
But how much can Baltimore take? What we hear from restaurant owners is that there's too much competition right now. It feels like there's going to be room at the top for these high-end places, but the middle places are going to be squeezed, like places that have been around for a while.
The old
Places like the
standbys,
Wine Market
which got squeezed
got
out.
squeezed out and then reopened and got squeezed again. They're like not kind of at the top, if you know what I mean. They're not like
It was like a sort of someone's local. It was
Yeah.
kind of a local.
those places are struggling. And staffing is going to continue to be a problem. At
Is that
restaurants.
because of the immigration issue?
I don't think not just that. The continuing discussion about how the people in the front of the house make more than people in the back of the house, and how to make that equitable is an ongoing conversation.
And do we have some Me Too ramifications as well?
There are stories in Baltimore about how that plays out, both on an everyday basis and then when it flares up and it gets worse. But I haven't really heard that as being a major
That's good.
industry
That's a
trend.
good thing.
Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people, but I don't think that's really affecting the industry here.
Okay, but
Yeah,
I mean, if I had to guess, I would say a lot of it has to do with immigration situations. I think I would hazard a guess.
It certainly didn't help a place like the names of places.
Well, we know in 2018
The
there
Boatyard
were
closed.
raids in Fells Point.
Yeah, the Boatyard had the big problem where they lost almost their entire staff overnight.
Right. We also did hear that. Remember when I put my foot in my mouth and said that we didn't have that taquiera vibe? Yeah. Well, there is a taquiera. It's coming to Kenilworth Shopping Center.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
That is weird.
But hey, it's sort of my neighborhood, so I guess I'll go get a taco there. It's Felipe's Mexican taquiera.
Which is apparently a chain.
Yeah,
I
from
saw them in the Baltimore Sun,
Right.
which has no restaurant reporter.
You're gonna say that every week.
No, they can only, it's sad that the only thing the Baltimore Sun can do now is just react to a press release, and when it's from the Atlas Group should be paying for advertising. They shouldn't be just using the Baltimore Sun to advertise there.
We talk about the Atlas Group frequently. They
I do.
should actually be our new sponsor.
I like them.
We-
and I
you
do a
do
good
like
job.
them.
But,
And they're also running, the 5 of the major restaurants in town right now.
Right.
They're kind of owning the game.
but it's, you shouldn't let
Along with
them own the
Charleston
newspaper.
Restaurant
You shouldn't jump every time they send a press release.
Okay. Let's leave those.
No, I want to talk a little bit more about it because the Baltimore Sun reported today that the Atlas Group was going to expand Ouzo Bay.
Yes.
And open
to make
up,
a beach.
Make a beach.
Yes.
But there were questions the Baltimore Sun should ask if they were really reporting on it. Whose property is that? That's a question you would ask. If you're going across Lancaster Street, who owns that property? Whose is it? Can anyone go there?
Well, there was somebody else opened a beach there for the summer. Spike.
Yeah, but
Charlie.
we're not talking about the
It's
same
not the
place.
same spot?
Well, then they should tell us if it's the same spot or not.
I
It doesn't-
mean, I
don't
was just
think it
saying,
is the
there's
same
definitely
spot.
some beach spots over there.
And if they describe it as a Mediterranean village, that doesn't mean you have to describe it that way. You have to sort of say,
Did you get the same press release? Is that
no, but
what?
it's clear that they just, you can't just do that. You can't just cough up the press release without questioning it. So the Baltimore Sun they're dying, of course, but they're dying badly, and they're dying in not a nice way. They screwed people over that we know.
They did,
And,
friends
yeah,
of ours.
Yeah, friends of ours, and there's no need for them to be as bad as they are.
Richard, I totally hear you, and I know what we both went through there, but I don't feel like kicking a thing while it's down. Honestly.
I do. I think they can be better.
And we still have a couple good friends there.
Oh, they're doing a great job.
And we need to support them fully.
I do. They're doing a great job. But the features department is okay. Let's stop. I'll stop.
Hauser's listening to us, and he says preach. So go ahead, Hauser. We all know. We all came to the same place. This is Baltimore. It's a very small town. You know what I think we forgot to ever mention was that Indigma reopened.
Yeah, Indigma reopened. That's good.
And
news.
I have not been in there.
That's a super close to where I live.
Right.
so-
That's why I kept thinking you were gonna go stop by, and then we didn't open it. So, all right. So once again, the big new Baltimore restaurants are the Chops Tank at Broadway Market, which happens to be Atlas Group.
Opening in the spring.
Yeah, and
They just disclosed images. What is it called?
I don't know. Oh, model, mock, whatever those are.
Yeah, mock-ups.
Renderings. Ding.
They look cool. It looks really, really cool. I'm not saying the Atlas Group doesn't do a great job, because they do.
No, I know you like them. We talk about them a lot, honestly. Right. But they are one of the bigger games in town right now. And hopefully they last, because we need these people here. We were just talking about how there's still empty spaces in Harbor East. We can't have those continuing empty spaces. We need to put something in them.
Yes.
Oh, Hauser has more Takiera news for me. Hauser, you are on the Takiera beat. We should do a roundup.
What's he say?
R&R Takiera will be opening on Light Street within the next month. More tacos!
That's awesome.
Yes, that is awesome. But if it's Light Street, it
Where are they
sounds
gonna be on Light
touristy to
Street?
me. I don't know. It sounds touristy.
Why does it sound touristy?
It seems like it might be one of the things serving the stadiums.
Well,
I don't know. I just made that up.
You did.
I don't know. I'm just here. I go again, making all the pro Takira faction angry at me. So just as a heads up. Also, our buddy Seth Kyle is here. Oh, Light and Pratt. See, sounds touristy.
Oh, that is pretty touristy.
See, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Light
Hauser.
and Pratt.
Score one for Kratky over here. What was there? It feels like it was probably one of those chain burger places or something.
Huh. Don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Baltimore Restaurant Week is going to return January 11th through 20th because it never really leaves. It never really leaves. So that is a good opportunity for you guys to check out some of the newer spots you have been meaning to try. There's no excuses. Fulfill some resolutions, the resolutions you know how to keep. So we're going to provide some tips for that next week. Is there anything else you would like to rant about today?
Sorry for the rant. I didn't even know where that came from. But
I know exactly where it came from, but...
if I'm reading about the Atlas Group, that's fine. They're a major player in town, but their expansion and remodeling is not necessarily news.
I don't really care if anyone adds a beach, frankly. It's like saying they added a front yard or a lawn or a tree.
But you've gotta. I mean, it was a former colleague of mine. I don't know why it wasn't asked, but if you're expanding across the street onto what we assumed was publicly owned property, I guess it's not.
Who's assuming that?
The reader. So you got to let the reader know.
Are you saying you think it wasn't?
Sure.
Isn't all that land down there Paterakis?
I guess it's all Paterakis.
That would be my guess.
But you can't. You got to tell the reader what it is.
I understand. Okay. Let's all be chill. It's 2019, and the year has been fabulous so far. Talk to us about where you guys want to go eat in 2019, and tell us what you're mad about on the restaurant scene and what's gonna happen to all of us. We need to eat food, more food.
Wait, what if Chingale wants to expand across Lancaster Street too?
Somebody's gonna ask who owns that space.
Maybe they can't because they don't own the space, but the people that own the Atlas Group do own the space.
Oh, I hear you now.
Right.
You're coming in louder and clearer.
Right.
Right.
So there's a direct connection between the Atlas Group and Paterakis. So.
Right. And they're taking over the space in 4 Seasons. Right. So, okay. Regardless, if you would like to investigate this further, please be my guest. Let's show those guys down at Locust Point how it's done. Ha!
Right.
So, all right. You've been watching This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Korelek. For more food fun, sign up for This Week in Baltimore Eating newsletter at jamoreliving.com/newsletters. Next week, we're going to give you tips for Restaurant Week. And Bill Aidlet says State Fair in Canesville. Yes. I am happy that there's something new in Canesville. And another something is coming or about to open in Canesville as well.
State Fair. I want to see if anyone's been there. I want to hear if anyone's been there.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. So join us next Thursday and have a happy week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.